Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Mental Health in the Movies. I got a request to talk about attachment styles and chose the movie When Harry Met Sally to talk about what attachment styles are so you can figure out your own type and maybe start to see how you relate to others and why. And then the Charlie Kirk slaying happened, and I scrapped everything I was planning to say and started all over because I think we're missing something fundamental in mental health and society. It all starts with attachment. As most of you know, I'm a trauma therapist. Most of my clients have complex PTSD, which means that they weren't just hit by a car, mugged, or raped. They have experienced long term invalidating experiences since childhood. And it challenges the way that their brain was wired before the age of 7. But there's something even more important than that. That's attachment. And Gabor Mate says you were traumatized before you were traumatized. And what he means by that is that trauma isn't what happens to you. It's the impact of going through all that stuff alone, or at least feeling alone. When we are emotionally isolated, not seen, and not cared for, it sets us up for trauma because trauma is not what happens to us. Humans are amazingly resilient. We're like cockroaches. And if we're deeply plugged into the community and the greater world around us, we can survive without damage. So, what I'm saying is, if we have people at home who love us, look out for us, and protect us, and make us feel like we're seen, we can endure anything. And if we don't, we suffer consequences and becomes the type of hurt people who hurt people. If I'm hurt, who am I going to hurt? Most likely the people closest to me, my family. I'm going to take it out on my partner and my kids, right? And it's time we stop acting like society's problems are caused by those people. And by those people, you can fill in the blank with whatever you want. Immigrants, people of certain skin tone, people of a certain religion, people in a certain income bracket, or people of a certain political persuasion, whatever. It's not about those people, it's about us. We are the hurt people who hurt people. And if we take responsibility for our hurts and clean up our mess, the boss, partners, kids, coworkers, people in the grocery store, the people who are just trying to live their lives won't be subjected to our defensiveness, our road rage, insecurity, harsh words, or gaslighting, addiction, suicidality, or whatever we're bringing to the table. And I get it. No judgment. We all have to cope, but we're coping in ways that damage ourselves and other people. Do you know what untreated trauma costs society? It's more than the amount of heart disease and cancer combined. Trauma and attachment are the root of every major health and societal issues that you can think of: homelessness, suicidality, crime, human trafficking, child abuse, cutting, drinking, drug use, all other addictions, depression, anxiety, obesity, and so much more. A person with empathy doesn't kill strangers because they say something they don't agree with. A healthy person can hear someone's perspective and take it or leave it. They don't take it personally. Healthy people don't have to shove their beliefs down other people's throats. They don't have to judge others with a different lifestyle and don't celebrate and call for other people's death because they have empathy. I feel your feelings. I understand your pain. So I don't do things to hurt you. I want good things for you. And if you aren't at that same level, I can leave you alone without becoming preoccupied with the fact that we don't agree or connect. So that's why attachment is important. It sets us up to know who we are and like ourselves. Secure attachment sets us up for healthy social interaction. It helps us to have great work experiences, to be good parents and lovers and members of the community. And I don't just mean your neighborhood. I mean feeling connected to your body, yourself, animals, plants, spirit, the universe. Life is holistic, and you can't have that truly without a secure attachment style. So if you're following the Ukrainian refugees' murder or the Charlie Clerk slaying and you want to know what to do about it, heal yourself. Don't be one of the hurt people who hurt people. And that's enough. If we all take responsibility for ourselves and connect like our hearts want to do, society would be revolutionized in a year's time. It's really that simple. So, when Harry met Sally, we're going to look at their attachment styles. Stay tuned until the end because after we talk about their types in the movie, I'm also going to give you hints on how to grow into a secure type if that's not already you. So everybody has an attachment style. An attachment style is the emotional bond that impacts the rest of our lives. It forms in childhood and comes from how we interacted with our primary caregivers, and that usually means our parents. So, our attachment style impacts how close and comfortable we feel in social and romantic situations and plays a part on who we're attracted to and how we relate to others. So, it's a good thing to know. And if our attachment style isn't the healthiest, it's also good to know that because we can change it by learning new skills and ideas. And if you want to get a jump on figuring out your attachment style, there's a free quiz in the show notes. It takes just 5 minutes. And if this is useful for you, please like, share, and subscribe as a way to give me a virtual high five for making the video. Thanks. So I have a little cheat sheet way of figuring out your attachment style. And if you don't want to take the test, think about who you are and the relationships you have with people in general. If you believe that you're okay and other people are okay, your attachment style is secure. If you believe that you're okay and other people are not generally okay, your attachment style is avoidant. And I'll talk about what all this means as we go along. If you think that you're not okay, but generally speaking, other people are okay, your attachment style is anxious. And if you think that you're not okay and neither are other people, your style is disorganized. Got it? It'll make more sense in just a minute. Now, obviously, we're talking about a movie. These are characters, not real people. This is not going to be a perfect fit, but sometimes people are complicated and they don't fit psychological profiles perfectly either. So it's all good. Cool. All right. When Harry Met Sally is a great movie to learn about attachment styles because it's a rom-com, light and easy. The whole movie is about two couples, Harry and Sally, and their friends, Marie and Jess, who are looking for love. It's all about intimacy, the fear of vulnerability, and how people navigate relationships. Ready? Okay. The story evolves over a 12-year period, and their types change because they're growing. And the story begins just after college graduation. Sally is driving from Chicago to New York. Harry is her friend's boyfriend, and he needs a ride to New York, so they share the drive and the cost. And this is how they meet. When Harry gets into the car, Sally lets him know that the trip should take 18 hours. They can split it up by time or miles, and she has the whole thing worked out. And when they stop for food, Sally orders her food with a lot of instructions on how to do it just right. She wants a salad with dressing on the side and a pie a la mode with ice cream or strawberry ice cream. But if they don't have that, she'll take vanilla. Then I can't remember what the stipulations are, but if something doesn't check out, then she wants pie with cream, but only on the side. I mean, it's a long list of do this, do that instructions. And then she figures the tip out to the penny. All of these things are signs of over control. Over control people use rules, ethics, and guidelines to keep everything on an even keel. They want to be right, proper, and appropriate because that's what makes them feel safe. And this is usually an indication of an avoidant attachment style. This is the I'm okay, you're not okay style. And Sally has all these rules that let her know that she's okay. She trusts herself. She doesn't trust other people or the world. She comes across as happy, like nothing bothers her, but it's a superficial type of okay. And she doesn't even realize it's not real because to her it is. She set up her world this way to feel safe and self sufficient. Being capable is what people with an avoidant attachment style do because they don't want to depend on others. They don't want to put themselves in danger by being vulnerable. Sally's even admitted to Harry that she has faked an orgasm. She's totally fake and she doesn't even realize it, even though she just said that she faked her emotions at one of the most vulnerable and connected times you can have with another person. And Sally's persistent happy smile isn't real because she isn't in touch with her emotions at all. And later in the film, when her ex gets married, it becomes overwhelming. And then we finally get to see some real emotion from her. But here at the beginning, she's still very much wearing that I'm okay, you're not okay mask of avoidant attachment. What they're avoiding is attachment. So attachment is scary. Someone has let them down early in life and they learn to feel wary of this. So they become super responsible. So they don't need anybody. They stay away from people and they stay away from emotions to stay safe. At their first meeting, Sally doesn't like Harry. He doesn't have rules. He doesn't like her. And he isn't a safe person as far as Sally is concerned. At the beginning of the relationship, Harry is also avoidant. He's blunt And he uses humor and his cynicism to get his needs met without having to risk intimacy. And he tells Sally that men and women can't be friends because the man is always thinking about sleeping with the woman. And I want to spend some time with this because it's a common belief and a common stance for people who are avoidant. This feels true to them because it's how they roll. Romance is transactional to Harry. He doesn't do intimacy. I don't think he ever has or even knows how to at this point. The only closeness he can tolerate is sex, and once it's over, he has to be out of there as quickly as possible, or else he feels really uncomfortable. Every female is a prospect because they aren't real people. They're resources for his gratification. This doesn't make him a narcissist, it just makes him really afraid of intimacy. Harry and Sally clash big time. They don't like each other. Harry dismisses closeness. Sally says she's great at intimacy and has had it, but neither one of them are truly vulnerable at this point. And she doesn't like him anyway, so they part ways. They meet again 5 years later at the airport. Harry's engaged. Sally's in a relationship, but they're both still avoidant. But here is where we meet Marie. And Marie is Sally's friend who is involved with a married man. Now, we don't get a lot of backstory about Marie's relationship. They both say a few times that his partner is never going to leave his wife, and Marie acknowledges that this is true. This could mean that Marie has a disorganized attachment style. Remember, this is the I'm not okay, you're not okay style. This person craves intimacy but also fears it. Anybody who gets into a relationship with somebody who is married might say they want a real relationship, but the relationship can never really give them that. Being with a married person is the absolute reflection of, I don't want to be close. Not really. And maybe that's because I'm not okay. If you get too close, you'll get to figure that out. It could also be because you're not okay. So I don't want to be too close. All the attachment styles begin in childhood. With the disorganized style, the baby needs soothing and cuddling, but the caregiver is upset, frightened, or dysregulated, and the child can feel this. So they need to be close to them to feel safe, but they're also afraid of them. What are they supposed to do? They're in a catch-22. So that you don't overthink this, let me tell you what types of parental behaviors will create this fear in a child. I know the obvious things are abuse and neglect, but it could be other things too, like mood swings, mocking, humiliating the child, being inconsistent. So you respond quickly with attention one time and then ignore the child the next time, that type of thing. The parent might lean on the child to soothe their emotions or make them more physically comfortable. The parent might be highly stressed and give off tense vibes which the child picks up on. Or the parent might be suffering from their own unresolved trauma. This is how intergenerational trauma happens. It's not always about the worst case scenario of hitting, sexually abusing, or yelling at kids. I've seen plenty of people who say, I would never do this to my kids, talking about what was done to them, and they still have kids with disorganized attachment styles because the traumatized parents still didn't learn how to be emotionally safe parents. They may not be alcoholics who yell at their kids, but they still don't know how to do intimacy. So the kids can still feel invisible, not good enough, bad, wrong, or unloved. And this is why we're here talking about this. So people can understand how humans work and do what it takes to become their highest and best selves. So after the airport scene, Harry and Sally run into each other again at the bookstore, and Harry's wife has now left him for another man, and Sally and her guy have broken up, and both are freshly broken up. Harry's still avoidant, but he's different now because his heart's been broken, so he's more in touch with his feelings. Sally's still playing it cool. She's acting like it's all good. Her head knows that the breakup is for the best, but she's really not feeling her feelings. She seems very together, but it's because she's hiding the truth from herself and probably wasn't all that invested to begin with. Harry and Sally are both in a guarded place, but they need somebody. And this is what opens the door for them to have a friendship. They both keep each other in a safe zone or a friend zone because they're truly just nursing their wounds, but they need to be nurtured, and they find that in each other. This is possible because in their minds, the other person is off limits, so they can be open, honest, and their true selves. Harry begins showing an emotional depth that wasn't there before. He still jokes a lot to deflect from his feelings and from getting too deep, but he's softening. And Sally is surrendering too. She's enjoying their friendship and feels safe with Harry. She likes talking to him at night and having good company without the pressure of sex, dating, or performing. Meanwhile, this is where Harry's friend Jess enters the picture. Now, Jess doesn't have a big part in the movie, but from what we can tell, he has secure attachment. This is the I'm okay, you're okay way of being that makes him open to love. He's available, he's honest, he's not hiding his feelings or running away from everything. He's not guarded, he's not fake. And when he meets Sally's friend Marie, they hit it off. The interesting part of this is that remember that I said Marie had a disorganized style and Jess has a stable, secure style? Being with someone who is stable can make you more stable. It doesn't change you on the inside, but because your partner doesn't trigger you, your fears can go underground and you can appear more stable than you are. If these were real people, that's what I would think has happened to Marie because all of a sudden she's safe, stable, loving, and able to love and be vulnerable with Jess. And Jess and Marie's lovey preparations for a wedding kind of push Harry and Sally closer to intimacy because that's what weddings do. They say one wedding brings on another. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we get to that, there's a crisis in Harry and Sally's relationship. The first thing is that Harry and Sally are out shopping for a wedding present at Sharper Image. Harry is singing a song from a musical when he spies his ex-wife in the store with her new boo. Wife comes over, says hi, and Harry is destroyed. It's the first time he's seen her in forever, and all the wounds are fresh again. Then Sally gets a call from her ex telling her that he's getting married to someone he just met. Sally's superficially happy, pragmatic mask slips, and now she's a bawling mess. This is exactly what she needed to happen for her to finally feel her feelings. She's not upset because her ex is getting married. She's expressing her core belief that she's not good enough and she'll always be rejected. And she calls Harry over to comfort her. So she and her ex had talked about not getting married because it would negatively impact their relationship and change things. And now she's realizing that when he said he didn't want to get married, what he really meant was that he didn't want to marry her. And she's taking it really personally, and it's breaking her heart. And what can make the avoidant person more available? Being in a vulnerable position. And they both are at this point, and they end up in bed together. And now this is where things get awkward. Harry panics. He wants closeness, but he fears being hurt. His wife crushed him. So he's all cold and businesslike the next morning. She's actually happy afterward until she realizes that he's not. She instantly knows that he regrets this and she feels rejected and betrayed. And they both pull away because that's what avoidant types do. They don't want to appear like they care or need anything or anyone. And Sally goes on with her life as usual and has a date on New Year's Eve, even though she's not really into him. And Harry pouts it out alone. Then it hits Harry that he loves Sally. He loves her quirky, over-controlling ways and wants to spend the rest of his life with her. So he goes to find her at the party, and she rejects him at first, but Harry gets vulnerable and risks rejection, and Sally sees his sincerity, and this is what allows her to meet him where he is and admit that she loves him too. And going through all this, they both move towards secure attachment, which is where you want to be if you're in a romantic relationship. This is the I'm okay, you're okay stage. Because remember in the beginning, Sally has a lot of judgment about Harry. She has all kinds of things to say about his thoughts, his habits. She didn't like him. Harry was also critical of Sally, but he grew to appreciate all her quirks and accept her as she is. And this could only happen because they leaned into each other's friendship first. They grew to trust each other and didn't start off as a one-night stand that went on for years. When Harry Met Sally was a major blockbuster in its time. It's textbook rom-com, light and funny, not too serious. It's got some really juicy psychological moments in it, though. It's a great movie for learning about attachment. And I want to highlight them just in case you missed them. First, Sally explains that she wants what she wants, how she wants it. That's why she orders her drink with 3/4 tomato juice and 1/4 Bloody Mary mix. She's particular. But it's more than just that. It's a way to manage anxiety. It's a way to self-regulate. Life has a lot of uncertainty, and when people take control of uncertainty in little ways, it can make them feel like they're in control and in charge. They need to feel powerful and in charge to feel safe because on the inside, they really don't. These people often project that nothing bothers them, nothing gets to them, they can handle everything, so they don't get the love and understanding and support that they need. And they don't open up and receive it when it's offered. So there's a push-pull going on with them. In a way, All these micromanaging efforts are a way to say, I matter, see me, don't dismiss me, while still pushing people away because they don't trust people. And it makes them come across as difficult. Another thing that can be missed is that funny people often use humor as a shield to avoid being vulnerable and real. They use it mostly to deflect when there's an opportunity for connection. For example, if Harry doesn't want to talk about his divorce, he cracks a joke. We can see funny people as lighthearted and easy to be around and miss that they're lonely and scared inside too. They say all comics have a tragic childhood, and this could be the reason why they develop their comedy. This is a coping skill too. With Marie's affair with a married man, some people do this because they have anxious attachment. This is the I'm not okay, you're not okay style. This person can lower their boundaries and accept crumbs just to have somebody close and have the appearance of affection. This is the type that is always chasing love and needing reassurance that they're okay. They feel calm and safe just being with other people and from receiving other people's praise and attention. So they may accept all kinds of unhealthy behavior to be the savior who loves the other person unconditionally when deep inside they're too afraid to leave. We can't be secure until we can love and soothe ourselves. It's really okay for other people to not like us or approve of us. We're not 2 years old anymore. And how do we know that there's any true growth here? Well, Harry's declaration is mature. He's not offering any guarantees, but he's speaking from his heart. He's telling Sally that the reason he loves her, all the things that he hated before, he's loving her for her, not the idea of her or just to not be alone. I think we all know when someone sees us and appreciates us for us. That's real and true. And that's why Sally stopped being defensive and analytical. She could sense the truth. All right, if you're listening to this and thinking that you've got some work to do on your attachment style, let me tell you that as a therapist, I'm a big fan of therapy. These things start in childhood, and until you tackle the root, the problem's going to still be there. But I'm going to give you some tips on how you can get started improving things and inching towards a secure attachment style, okay? So, first, it's to build some self awareness. This is the mindful skill of observing. So notice when you're controlling, notice when you're deflecting and not feeling your feelings, not speaking your truth or feeling guarded. Don't stay on autopilot. Autopilot is what reinforces old unhealthy patterns. We think it's worked so far, but has it? Could it be better? If it can, let it be better by noticing what's going on. Second, if in your observations you notice that you have negative beliefs, challenge them. These are things like people will betray you. I can't rely on anyone. So create space for individuality by changing your beliefs to things like some people betray you, or if I'm betrayed, I can survive. So make your stories work for you and move forward towards connection and healthy relationships. Third, when you notice yourself feeling uncomfortable, guarded, scared, or defensive, pause. Rather than doing what you're doing to not go there, practice tolerating vulnerability. You don't have to explain anything, just be with it. For example, let's say that I am emotional and I overshare with someone I just met. And the next day, I'm second guessing myself. I'm feeling embarrassed and I want to crawl under a rock and die. Never want to see this person again because now they have all this personal information about me. Okay. So I acknowledge all of that. And then I continue to relate to them the way that I did before. I don't let it ruin my life or my day. It just happened and I'm going to own it. And that's it. The ground won't open up and swallow me. And the more that I lean into that, the more certain that I will be that it's true. Or let's say that I want to practice being proactively vulnerable. I might share my feelings with someone and I could say something like, I was disappointed when we weren't able to meet last night after work. Then pause. You don't have to say anything else. Just let your truth out and see what happens. Again, you will notice that it's okay to speak your truth. Bolts of lightning won't strike you down. You can tolerate vulnerability. Next, mean what you say and say what you mean. This is one of my favorite rules for becoming a safe, authentic person. People who are reliable, trustworthy, and dependable make other people feel the same way. So hang around those people and become one of those people. I don't know what number we're on, but I think it's 5. And that is accept people as they are. But don't let down your boundaries. What I mean is that nobody is perfect. It's okay to be flawed and have others around you with flaws, but don't let imperfection be a reason to lower your standards or boundaries. I did this once because I wanted to be more compassionate and feel more open hearted. So I let some people into my life who were way more relaxed about a lot of things than I am. And what I found was that my walls weren't a lack of compassion. They were there because it gave me more peace and less headache, not to work around other people with a lower level of emotional intelligence and general life skills. I still have compassion for those people, but they don't need to be in my inner circle. Life is typically more satisfying when you choose people who are equally yoked to be in your inner circle so that you can be of mutual support to each other. And finally, if you cause something to fall apart, fix it. Apologize. Do what you can to make repairs. Life's messy and imperfect. We're going to make mistakes. It's okay as long as you learn and grow. What you learn from your experience can help you to make things even stronger than they were before. Harry, Sally, and Marie have pretty mild manifestations of attachment disorder. In real life, it can lead to homelessness, addiction, self loathing, suicidality, unemployment, underemployment, loneliness, and all sorts of social and personal issues. It's the foundation of trauma. So, this is a serious thing. If it's something you struggle with, I wish you the best of luck in overcoming it because it has a huge impact on all of society. People aren't mean and nasty because they're mean and nasty. It's a symptom of something else, attachment disorder and trauma, and this can heal. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching Mental Health in the Movies. I'm Laura Giles. I appreciate your requests. I have a long list of movies to get to, but feel free to add your own requests to the pile. Whether you want me to talk about a specific movie, character, or psychological condition, just let me know in the comments. So, October is horror month, and if you're a horror fan, subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for being here. Ciao.